This is my dream, this is my passion, this is something that I believe in.
If you're always afraid that things are going to go wrong, your business isn't going to succeed.
Who would have thought Satch would make us millionaires?
I'm a third-year entrepreneur and CEO of Spurgo.
I'm the inventor of the locker boards.
I'm 14 years old. I'm the CEO of Sally Candy.
I'm the co-founder here at Rumble Boxing.
CEO of Play Versus.
This is my hustle.
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 Today on My Hustle, we're going to see some extraordinary entrepreneurs who have used their business for good. Follow along as we learn about their business, determination, and road to success. We're kicking off today's episode in New York City, where Jeff Kaplow has taken it upon himself to feed the essential workers amid the COVID-19 outbreak.
I don't think anybody's prepared for something like this. When I found out that New York City was going to be shutting down all restaurants and bars, I was very confused. I had trouble sleeping. I knew after a few days of me staying home and sheltering in place, this wasn't going to be a way that I was going to handle this situation. I'm the type of person who's going to put in the amount of work that's required in order to be successful during a time like this.
Now for our nightly Taking Care segment highlighting people who are helping out their communities. Jeff Kaplow in New York has started a project called Heroes to Heroes, where they organize meal deliveries of Subway sandwiches to healthcare workers at their local hospitals.
This is the first round of chips and sandwiches going into the hospital. We got round 2 coming up next. My name is Jeff Kaplow, and this is My Hustle. So Heroes for Heroes originated when a friend of mine, Jen Asher, had reached out, and she had mentioned that she wanted to do something to help. She has a friend that's an anesthesiologist at Mount Sinai, and as soon as they let me know that this was something they wanted to do, I was all in. Within 2 hours of our initial conversation, we had a GoFundMe page up, and within a matter of 2 or 3 days, we'd already raised, over $10,000 in order to help the food costs and the labor costs and the utility costs to run these stores and to get these sandwiches to the hospital workers.
Jeff is one of the most energetic, eager people I have had the pleasure of working with. He's just really excited, and I think that the passion behind the project really has lit a fire for him.
We're individually wrapping the sandwiches in the clear wrap to make sure it stays nice and tight and fresh. Then we're wrapping them again in the sub wrap. Then we throw a freshly baked chocolate chip cookie in. As soon as we get 50 of them in here, we take it, we close up the box, we throw it in a back counter refrigerated unit to stay fresh before we bring it to our delivery. And that's the process. 300 times, 400 times, keep on doing it. And we're up for the day. All right, the lift's arriving, heading down to the store. First thing I'm gonna do is sanitize the handle, sanitize the seat, put my bag on my lap, trying to be as careful as possible right now. And we're off. First stop, Maiden Lane, then we're gonna head up to the hospital. Hey Vinita.
Hi.
How's it going this morning?
Beautiful morning. My name is Vinita Verma, and I worked with Jeff almost 6 months. And thanks for Jeff, he gave it a chance to make sandwiches for the hospitals, for the nurses and the doctors.
After everything's prepared, I've been personally delivering all of the orders. We either call a Lyft or an Uber. My guys help me load it up. I get in there, I sanitize the car, I throw on my gloves and a mask. Yeah, I've never seen New York City like this. I've been living here for almost 13, 14 years now. You walk down the street, you see 2 people, you see 3 people. It's sad, but we need to be doing this to see better days, and people need to self-isolate, they need to shelter. If you're not doing something that's absolutely necessary, I would recommend you stay home. Yeah, this is gonna be it right here, perfect. We're working with the Mount Sinai, Morningside, and Mount Sinai network of hospitals. Our first delivery was last Wednesday to Mount Sinai, Morningside. We delivered 250 lunches, and we have 2 more deliveries scheduled for Wednesday and Thursday this week. So by the time Thursday rolls around, we'll have fed over 1,500 hospital workers. We're in the Uber right now. We're bringing all of these sandwiches to the Mount Sinai Upper East location, and then we'll be on our way. It feels good towards the end of the day when all the work you've done gets there. It's good to go, and you could just relax. So this is the most satisfying, gratifying part of the day.
I just want to stay here and do something for the people, you know. Because when I think about these doctors and nurses, oh my God. I'm so sorry about that. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. I cannot talk. It's too much pain, you know. How these people, they work over there, you know.
I would trade everything in for this to end tomorrow. There's so many people out there losing family members and, you know, whose lives are turned upside down right now. My dad passed away a few years ago from cancer. And the hospital workers were amazing in taking care of him. So I feel like right now I'm giving back to those that were helping my family and have helped all of our families. It's what keeps me going.
I think the best part of Heroes for Heroes is that it's a channel of expressing gratitude, and I hope that, you know, people are able to see that it's just a genuine idea that really took off because everybody really wanted to say thank you. And Jeff being able to keep his employees employed and, you know, Heroes for Heroes, he is a hero behind all of this as well, and so are his workers.
My hustle is, you know, it's my grind. It's forcing myself to get up when I'm tired because, you know, I know that if I put in a good 10 hours, a good 8 hours, or even a good 4 hours, it's going to put me in a better position that day than I was the day before. So it's all just about moving forward and improving every day. Okay, here we go again. Heading down to the stores now. Here we go. You know, there's just nothing more that I would want than for this thing to go away. But in the meantime, we're doing what we can to help, you know, those who are helping us. That's it. If I tell them I'm tired, then all of a sudden they're also going to start getting tired, you know?
No, I am not tired because I'm doing the great thing for the people. I feel so good.
Thank you for supporting our healthcare workers, Jeff. What an incredible initiative. Stay tuned to see how Ryan Hickman kickstarted his own recycling business. 10-year-old Ryan Hickman cares a lot about the environment, and he's doing his part to help. Let's see how he launched his recycling business.
Why do you love recycling so much?
Because it saves the planet and keeps bottles and cans out of the ocean for animals to not get sick or die.
The recycling king Ryan Hickman joins us.
7-year-old recycling superstar.
At 8 years old, he's already raked in more than $35,000.
Ryan has now recycled more than 250,000 items.
With his remarkable and profitable recycling business.
Hi, my name is Ryan Hickman. I'm 10 years old and I'm the president of Ryan's Recycling Company. And this is my hustle. Ryan's Recycling is a company that recycles cans, bottles, and glass. I started my company when I was 3.5, when my dad took me to the local recycling center for the first time. My dad just told me I've recycled 770,000 cans and bottles.
He saved about $80,000 for college. Ryan is super focused. I think that's probably his superpower. He's more focused than any kid I know. So it's hard for some people to believe that a kid could be passionate about certain environmental things. It's not the recycling itself that probably drives me. It's me hanging out with my son.
I have won a lot of awards.
A great award wall.
My CNN Young Wonder, my 40 Under 40, PMMC, SandCloud, Wyland Foundation Ambassador of the Year. I got a humongous $10,000 check from Ellen.
We got you something that you can drive, and I know it's the color you want, and
thank you.
You're welcome. And one more thing I have for you. Shutterfly loves your inspiring story, and they want to help you with your business, so they want to give you $10,000.
Normal day is probably waking up, then going to all my pickups. Depends on who calls. It could be all the days, it could be none. Who knows? It depends on who calls.
Okay, so today we'll go to the barber shop, and then we got the one in Dana Point, and we got one in Laguna Niguel, and then we'll throw everything in the truck and we'll head out.
Okay. I was wondering if you could save your recyclables for me.
Okay, thank you so much, honey.
Welcome.
Thank you. You're doing a good thing.
Thanks. Nice to meet you. Right now, I'm picking up from one of my customers. What I usually do is pull up and then I'll just pick them up and go to my next one.
Oh, they got quite a few.
Thanks for the cans. I would like to give you one of my business cards, by the way.
Oh my gosh, all right.
When the bin's full, I guess I'll see you guys again.
Okay, we'll give you a call.
Okay, thanks, bye.
You know, it just started out as something that we were just doing on the side, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's kind of gone beyond my wildest expectations as well.
So right now we are at the recycling center, and I'm getting ready to recycle all the cans and bottles that I have. When we go to the recycling center, we dump it in bins, and then we put it on a scale, we'll weigh it, and then get our money, and then on our way. It's a good thing to recycle because it keeps cans and bottles out of oceans, landfills, rivers, lakes, so animals don't get sick or die.
I never would have dreamed that he would be doing this, or I'd be even doing this, you know, along with him, but I'm glad that I am, and I hope we're doing it for a long time.
$280, so a lot today. This is, I think, more than I ever made here at this recycling center. Right now I'm at the Pacific Marine Mammal Center. For short, you can call it the PMMC. Right now I'm sitting next to my recycling bins, which I donated to them. Ryan's Recycling, way down there. Whenever somebody buys one of my t-shirts, like I'm wearing now, Ryan's Recycling, all the proceeds from it goes to the Pacific Marine Mammal Center to either buy like food, medicine, cleaning supplies. I donate there because I just like it, what they're doing, and I wanted to donate, so. If you donate like $1,000 or over, you get a brick, and I've donated about $10,000 here. This is my book right here. I was about to point to this one, but that's not mine. This is mine.
Next for Ryan's Recycling, we are starting a foundation, which will even increase eco-awareness even more for him. And he's just going to keep on recycling. So I think his goal is to get 1 million cans and bottles, and we're not too far away. So I'm excited for him.
Probably what's next is hitting 1 million cans of bottles recycled. Then, hopefully, 2 million, then 3 million, then 4 million, and on! I'm only 10 years old, and I started my recycling business when I was 3.5. That means you guys can do whatever you want to. This is my piece of advice to you guys.
Wow, he started his business at 3 years old. After this, we see how these teens reacted during the pandemic. When the world went into lockdown, these teens used what they knew to help support frontline workers.
Some teenagers are showing their support to the medical community. These teens are making bracelets, and they're making a difference.
Stringing Together Ridgewood is a charity project created solely by high school students, and we make and sell friendship bracelets to raise money for COVID-19 relief efforts.
Masks for Docs is a nonprofit organization that's bringing people together across the world to help make and distribute different kinds of PPE to doctors and nurses in need.
We found Jack because of a Reddit thread. I think it went to like the first page on Reddit, and folks were like, hey, there's a kid on there who's printing 3D shields. Our Arizona chapter that launched, I believe, 2 weeks ago, it was started by an 18-year-old, and he said that he saw Jack. He's kind of got this teen movement that's happening, and it's been really inspirational.
What made me feel special about being involved in this was that it's completely run by us. It's run by teenagers, so it's nice to know that there's something we can do about this.
In times like these, many people feel helpless, but one of the ways to get through that feeling is to just come together with your community.
My name is Jack, I'm 14 years old. I'm 3D printing face shields for healthcare workers.
My name is Jane, I'm 14 years old.
My name is Claire Sullivan, I'm 17 years old.
And my name is Lily, I'm 16 years old. We are two of the founders of Stringing Together Ridgewood, and this is our hustle.
So my uncle's an interventional radiologist at a hospital here in Joliet, Illinois. This is actually what originally kind of sparked me to do this when I learned he would be treating COVID patients, and I wanted to keep him safe. So my first ever batch of masks went to him. He helped me kind of refine them and perfect them.
I've had the opportunity of distributing approximately a dozen of those masks through 2 different iterations that Jack has constructed for us.
My first batch of masks, for the clear front part, because that part isn't 3D printed, I was using some report covers that I had and that I bought. But what he found out is that they weren't quite clear enough, because he does some surgeries and he also does some x-rays and stuff. He ended up telling me that, and I was able to find another material that's worked a lot better, which are just binding covers, and those are a lot clearer, and now he's able to use those with patients.
So in addition to wearing a face mask and eye protection, there's still an opportunity for your eyes to be exposed and to have your mask be contaminated, so it's an extra level of protection.
The second purpose we're finding that it works well with is that these doctors unfortunately have had to be reusing their N95 masks also. So these face shields help keep those clean, which, while it's still not ideal, it allows them to reuse them more safely. To make the masks, I first start by actually 3D printing the frame. It starts as a file on my computer, which I then prepare for printing. I load it onto the printer, and then that'll print. That takes about 45 minutes, but I don't have to do anything while it's printing, so I can just be doing like schoolwork during that. And then once it finishes, I come down and I prepare the plastic clear sheet that goes in the front. So I cut it down to the correct size, and then I hole punch it, and I fit little pins on the headband piece that I printed onto the holes in the sheet, and from there they're ready to go and be distributed. Throughout Masks for Docs, there's so many different people doing it in so many different ways. What I found works best for me is just doing a contactless pickup, so I'll just put the correct amount in a box, put it outside my front door, and then the doctors and nurses or whoever it is will come pick them up.
With Masks for Docs, we've had so many younger volunteers who say, I want to be able to help, and what can I do to make a difference? And yes, a lot of our chapters require folks who, have to make phone calls and have deliveries. So having Jack be in our community and sharing all of his learnings that he's had when it comes to 3D printing, the impact is huge. And people like Jack is what, really inspires folks to get involved. It's been really cool to see.
I kept getting messages like, you inspired me to join this and try this out, thank you. And it's incredible to see just how much of a difference I can make to help inspire others to do it. Because normally teens kind of feel like they might be powerless against the people who are in power, but it's nice to be able to show them that they really can make a difference, even if it doesn't seem like it.
Jack and Masks for Docs have done a great job. When we come back, we learn more about how Lily and Jane make bracelets to raise money for their community and their work for stringing together Ridgewood. And we're back. Let's check out how these teens raise money for PBE by selling friendship bracelets.
So it started with the question being asked, what can we do to fill our time that benefits not only us? We started with making the bracelets and just selling a few about a month ago, and then from then to now, we've almost raised $5,000, and the money is being donated to Valley Hospital in Ridgewood, and it is used to buy supplies for the healthcare workers that are treating COVID-19.
So the project started with me, Lily, and Jane, and I think about 4 other girls. And then as we started getting bigger and more people started hearing about us, we had to expand in order to fulfill all the orders in a timely manner. So we reached out to other friends we knew, they reached out to their friends.
And now we have made it so that there's almost like 30 girls working on this. It's just nice that all of us are doing this together.
I think in general, being on the front line of this is very, very scary. So, we are taking care of the community of Ridgewood. So knowing that these girls who are part of that community are supporting our efforts in such a scary time is outstanding.
So it's currently 9:38 and I have a little under 2 hours before my last class of the day starts. So time to make some bracelets.
We have a Google form. That's where you order your bracelets. And then after you order one, we put all the orders into a spreadsheet, and then we have all of our crafters sign up for whatever amount of bracelets they want to make. And then after they sign up for that bracelet, they send a confirmation text to the person that ordered. And then they make the bracelet. We usually take about 1 to 2 weeks to make the bracelets. If they're in our town or like surrounding towns, we hand deliver them. We drive or walk to take them. But if not, then we just put them in the mail. And then right before I go out to deliver them, I spray them with disinfecting spray. And then I put hand sanitizer on right before I put them in the mailbox. And they're ready to go. So here we are at Valley Hospital in Ridgewood, New Jersey, which is where we've been donating most of our profits. And recently we donated $500 to a local deli called Parkwood Deli. And today we came here to donate all the meals, which all the money went to. It was really cool to see all of our hard work pay off and to actually see all the nurses and doctors receive our meals that all of our donations are going towards. After quarantine, I think we'll definitely continue this because there's always something in the world that we can do our part to help.
If there's anyone out there that's thinking about doing something to give back to their community, I would definitely recommend it. Obviously, our project was started to bring together the people of Ridgewood and those in our community, but I hope that when other people hear about our project, whether they're teenagers like us, if they're older or younger, I definitely recommend doing it because in times like these, many people feel helpless, but one of the ways to get through that feeling is to just come together with your community.
These entrepreneurs use their skills to help make a better world. From donating meals to 3D printing and selling friendship bracelets for PPE, these changemakers show what it means to be a hero.